Hey guys, it's Daniel Jacob here, and I want to welcome you to the Everlasting Confidence Podcast. In today's episode, I have Kelsi, who has been helping us out with model work for the past couple months on our live workshops. And the focus and the vision of this podcast is showing you guys the male and the female perspective on topics related to dating, relationships, sexuality, confidence, mental health, everything in that realm, and really giving you guys a deep insight from both my perspective and the perspective of Kelsi and all the other women I'm going to be bringing on, so you guys could take your dating life to a completely new level. And in today's episode, Kelsi and I are going to discuss the topic of male versus female attraction, and specifically, Kelsi, how you perceive attraction and what attracts you to certain men versus how men perceive attraction, what they feel and how they feel drawn to a very specific girl. So let's dive in. And I want to start off by kind of asking you, what do you do for work? Like, what's your background?
I've been modeling since I was 17 years old. Just doing commercials to advertisement to print. I've done so much since I was 17. I'm 26 now. So it's been quite an adventure. And I've learned so many behaviors and personalities when it comes to men at the work field I have worked, like dealing with like so many types of men and types of personalities. So I really got to learn a lot throughout those
Sure
years.
You have,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you model, it's like you, as you said, you come across so many different types of people.
Absolutely.
Introverts, extroverts.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to start here is, how do you define attraction? And what in your mind, like, does that word even mean?
Attraction is, okay, so I would say what I define as an attraction is a man, that energy I really believe in, and like you can feel it. Like you can be in a room full of people and one person can walk in and grab attention from so many people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they don't have any words to say. They're just who they are, because how they walk in from their energy, their confidence is like a main key. And a lot of people know confidence in themselves and knowing who they are is very attractive. And like I said, a man can walk in a room and grab all the girls' attention if the guy's confident in who he is.
I love that you said that. And I love that you said that he doesn't even need to say something to grab your attention or to grab the attention of the other women in the room. So what do you think it is that makes him so confident, that makes that guy, so attractive?
I think he finally learned, and he was able to learn who he was and to accept it. And to be okay for who he was. And when that happens, that's the confidence that comes in. It's key.
So Kelsi, when you say confidence, like, what are some of these, more subtle or less subtle, more overt signs or indicators that make you perceive someone as attractive or confident?
Honestly, I feel if someone is able to have a conversation with you, and it's hard to explain, so you can just feel it from them. Like it's so hard to explain, because like when I'm in like a situation like that and you see someone who's confident, you can just say they're okay to be in their own skin, and you can feel it. Like they're okay with themselves, as in like they're able to speak to you, they're able to speak to anyone, and they're not trying to hit on everyone. They're just okay to speak to everyone around them and can actually have a full conversation with them, because they're confident in their own skin, where it's like they don't need to try to be someone different than who they're not. And you can feel it.
So as you said, like the ability to like have these open, genuine conversations.
Yeah, and they're okay with it, even if they're not hitting on you or not. It's because they're confident enough in themselves to be okay to have a conversation without having to, you can just feel it.
No, I hear you totally. But what is like aside from like ability to have those conversations? Like, is there anything maybe in the way that they carry themselves, like in their voice, in their
Absolutely.
body language, eye
Oh,
contact,
eye
that
contact is a
that like
huge one.
yeah
Yes, absolutely. You can definitely tell someone's really confident if they will just straight on just give you eye contact like
yeah
the whole time. And absolutely, movement is a huge way. You can tell like how they like position themselves, how they look, kind of like just like yeah, absolutely.
you could tell quite a bit and you noticed earlier on you actually said it's hard to describe. It's hard to really kind of put a word on attraction because it's like a feeling. What's that feeling that you feel in your body when you notice someone who you're attracted to?
I so personally myself, this is like a personal thing. I am very like standoffish and I don't know, like, because there's a lot of guys, right? So, but if I find a guy attractive, I will give him a chance to start dating him. But I'm still, even how confident he is, like, I still am a little bit standoffish
Okay.
until he proves himself.
All
Yeah.
right, but what is that feeling that you described, right? Like, let's say,
Yeah, the feeling is like sexy. I'm like, I'm interested in him. I'm like, I want to get to know him. It's mysterious. I love mysterious. It's like a mystery. I like that.
okay, awesome. Yeah, because you made so many good points in the past couple minutes. The biggest one that I heard is that attraction isn't something that is very logical. It's
Right.
emotional. It's something that you feel. And
Absolutely.
a big thing that I found, I think this is both relevant for men and women, is that attraction is not a choice. Like you don't choose
No, you
who you're
don't.
attracted to. It's just
Absolutely not.
something
No.
that you kind of experience in your body.
Yeah, it's like your own. It's like they say, like skin. Like it is. It's about like it comes to genetics. Honestly, a lot.
So, what would you say for all those guys who are maybe listening to this episode, or just guys that I've worked with that think that you need to either be very rich, very good looking, very tall, very muscular, maybe just have a lot of social status? Like, is that something that kind of influences this attraction,
No,
or
not at
not really?
all. No
Not really.
whatsoever. Actually, not at all. No, that's not, no. Like, I have men like that would try to hit on me and I tell them to fuck off. Even if they had the confidence. No, because you can tell if they're fake. And those guys are actually insecure as well. And you can tell that. Even if they have the money and they're tall, like, they're actually secretly, a lot of them are insecure as well. And
Oh,
you can
okay.
feel it.
Yeah, because I found, I mean, we're shooting here from Miami, and I think in Miami this is like exacerbated. It's even more kind of, it's even bigger. This whole kind of need to blow yourself up and
Yeah. But secretly,
overcompensate.
like, those guys are probably more insecure than a guy. You can tell a guy is secure when they don't give a fuck how they dress. Like they can like go out and they can like, well, I'll put on this shirt. I don't really care, whatever. I still go out. I look great, whatever. You can tell those guys are secure with themselves. The guys are like, they're actually very insecure, and you can tell them. You can tell it, even though they might have the money, they might be tall, they might have this, but they're just insecure as like everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. Is that what I kind of preach to my clients is that you should work on your looks. You should work on
Looks are very
your style. You
important.
should work on,
Absolutely,
your
yeah,
career, but you should do all these things for yourself,
absolutely.
not to like get the girl. Because as Kelsey said, if you're leaning on your looks or you're leaning on, say, your job title, and when you like say, for example, I approached you at a bar and I was
Yeah.
like, hey Kelsey, like, you know how cool I am? Like, I'm a dating coach. Or I work on Wall Street. Like, this is how do you want to know how much money I make every month? Like, this is how much I
That'd
make.
be so
It would
unattractive
be
to
a
me.
huge turnoff.
Very.
Massive, massive turnoff.
No.
And as Kelsey said, it's really that comfort in your own skin that goes beyond your looks, the money that you make, all that other stuff that primarily turns women on. All this other stuff is great. It's a great benefit. Gets your foot in the door, right?
Absolutely.
But
But
you need so much more than that.
absolutely. And the girls that fall for those guys that like shove in their face, you don't want to be with those girls because it's not going to last. And they're also on your same level. You don't want that because it's just not going to, I don't know, it just will be messy, I feel.
Yeah, I think that's also a good point, is you kind of attract who you are.
Exactly.
So if you're like, if all your value is rooted in like these superficial external things,
Yeah.
then you're only going to be attracting women that also only only value those things.
Yeah.
And you won't really have as a genuine connection and relationship as you possibly could have.
Yeah.
Who, if you like, it's almost like if you attract someone with emotions and with your communication skills and with your self-esteem, that's a relationship that's a lot more likely to last than one that was built on superficiality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if we kind of boil down, I also wanted to, one more thing I wanted to kind of talk about is, how do you think, Kelsi, men perceive attraction or experience attraction differently than women? So you experience it based on like how comfortable a guy is in his skin,
Yeah.
but how do men experience attraction?
I just feel like they see any leg or anything, they're just like, this. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I'm not lying to you. Like, I swear, like, men to just like see someone with like, even if they're not, the women aren't even attractive, they're like, oh, half legs. Like, and they would just like attracted to that. But then once after the skin or like them staring at a girl, even they're not hot or not, because guys don't really, I feel like, care. I mean, to an extent, then they get to know the girl. It's either A, they have sex with them and stop talking to them, or they actually like the girl's personality. And I think guys actually do want, over after just a one night stand, if they actually want to keep dating a girl, they want to like their personality.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I
And I think
receive it.
I think that's just, I mean, like, I'm not even looking at this from like, is this right or is this wrong? We're just talking more objectively, like the difference in the experience of attraction. Like I personally, as a man, I'm very visual. Maybe even as a guy, I'm like more visual than the average guy. So when I see a girl, you know, who has a nice body, who has a pretty face, like that's the first thing that pulls me in.
Well, yeah.
And that's how most men are.
Most. Actually,
And yeah.
Well, all of them.
Yeah, all men for the most part. Yeah, is that personality is very important.
It just like looks pull you in, but then after like a couple of dates with them, like you can get old if you don't like the personality, and then personality gets you.
Right. So personality is still important.
Which is opposite for women. It's like looks, yeah, but then they want the personality right there and then. You guys, looks very first, and then you're like, all right, we'll get things done. But then if you want to keep going on, you want that personality as well. Then you take a little longer than women with personality.
I agree. But being that this is kind of a male focused channel, helping guys, you know, date attractive women, like women that they really want, who both obviously are extremely beautiful, but also have a good personality.
Right.
Let's kind of boil this down, you know, this whole topic of attraction that we're speaking about, to one thing. And I want to hear your opinion. Like if there's one kind of thing that guys could do to take this big step towards becoming more attractive to women like you, like what would that be?
What I would like. So I would have to say, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. Like, you're asking me.
Yeah. What is the main kind of piece of advice that you could give guys to become more attractive?
Okay. A guy that's like a boss, like not boss as in like money wise, but like he like is like, I don't know, like the manly and like the one who like owns the show, I guess. That's what I'm attracted to.
So being a leader, yeah.
A leader. A
She's
leader.
right.
Perfect, yes.
Yeah, and it's kind of what you were saying earlier with like that guy that walks in the room and his presence like captivates
exactly, yeah. A leader.
the attention of most of the women there. And in my like the way that I teach it, and I agree 100%, is that women have an emotional need for connection, leadership, security. These are all things that
absolutely, yeah.
instantly, like that trigger attraction. But it all comes down to self-esteem, right? And it was the topic we had about comfort in your own skin.
Yeah.
So it's like the model work that you do is that we raise self-esteem.
Yeah. And it's true. I see it with my eyes. I'm so shocked about we worked with Amos. Yeah. He was like a completely different person. I was like amazed. And I tell all my friends about this, by the way. And they're like, really? Because like, they're like, it's just like, really? I'm like, yeah, it like works.
Yeah. It changes your life.
I've seen it with my eyes. It's crazy. It really works.
Yeah, Kelsey's talking about how in our last workshop, when our client Amos came, he was super uncomfortable in his body, like very insecure.
Yeah.
He had all these behavior patterns that kind of pushed her away.
Like a different person. No, at the end.
At the end, yeah, he totally changed.
It's crazy.
He totally changed by raising his self-esteem. And that's something that we actually focus on in our course, is helping you become extremely attractive as a guy.
You taught him how to be a leader.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. By developing those core leadership qualities, by building the confidence.
You did.
All that stuff. Exactly. So guys, great episode today. Kelsey, thanks for sharing your feedback.
Absolutely.
And perspective. If you guys really love this content and you want to actually learn how to be attractive, to women like Kelsey and to just other, amazing girls out there, you got to build your self-esteem. That's what it really comes down to. At least as a man, to be attractive to women, you have to develop that emotional strength, that confidence. And it's not about the looks. It's not about the money. It's not about anything on the outside. It's all about internally what's going on and how you feel about yourself. That's how I define self-esteem. It's really, how do you feel about yourself deep down? So if you guys want to raise your self-esteem and take your dating life to another level, I welcome you to schedule a call with us. With my team, I'm going to post a link right below. It's going to take you to our page, everlastingconfidence.net/apply. Choose a time that works best for you. When you choose that time, fill out our brief application. After that, check out some of our testimonials, both written and videos, and we look forward to changing your life. And guys, stay tuned. We will have another episode coming out shortly. Thank you.